So what's up, everybody? It's been a long time since I've done a Bobby's Bombs, but I think that I do need to address a lot of things that have been going down in the NFL in the past 5 weeks. So I'll start off with what's been happening, and then I'll really get into it. And forgive me for all this, is it's making me drink early in the morning. Just kidding, it's iced tea. All right, so as you all know, the COVID-19 testing protocols the NFL has done has worked at some aspect, not for everybody. The Tennessee Titans have had over 24 outbreaks of players and staff members testing positive. It was broken the story last week that when the facility was shut down, multiple players went to a high school and practiced, threw the ball around. That's against protocols. All I'm going to say is that's just blatant stupidity. It's just dumb. Absolutely dumb. Putting everybody at risk. You're putting yourselves at risk. You're putting the entire organization, staff members, and most importantly, other players' families at risk just because you all want to go and throw a football. I understand. It sucks what's going on in the world right now. It sucks. It really does. But we have to play the hand that we're dealt. And this is what we're dealt right now. Football, we are privileged to have a football season right now through everything. And the fact of the matter is you can't be dumb doing things like that. You're costing not only yourself, but everybody else. The Tennessee Titans have screwed over the Steelers from a game. I think, in my opinion, I've said this on Twitter. People might not agree with me. I'm sorry. This is the way I feel, and this is the way it has to be. The NFL should make the Titans forfeit that game against the Steelers. That's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. They broke the rules. They violated protocols. Those protocols are in place so that things like this can't happen, and they keep happening. So now the Titans, you know what? They've been tested. There's no new positive tests as of today. That's good. Now I'm going to move on to my team, the New England Patriots. As you guys know, Cam Newton, October 3rd, tested positive for COVID-19. He's asymptomatic, thank God. The Patriots were forced to fly to Kansas City. That game should have been canceled, and the NFL should be ashamed of themselves for the fact that they made the Patriots travel to Kansas City while somebody had COVID-19. And it was also broken that also – after the game, Stephon Gilmore tested positive. He's asymptomatic too, thank God. But you know what? I think the fact of the matter is that the NFL forced the Patriots to do this. And also, here's another breaking news if you guys don't know about this. The NFL denied the Patriots' request to have a larger locker room. How do you say no to something like that? You're cramming everybody in a small locker room in the visitors' locker room in Kansas City. You're telling me you said no to a request so you could spread people out so there's not more chances to get the virus? You got to be kidding me. Roger Goodell, Troy Vincent, everybody in the NFL office, are you out of your goddamn minds? Do you guys not want to have the rest of the season? Because we all know all the NFL cares about is money, multi-billion-dollar organization, and you say no to something like that. Absolutely pathetic. Pathetic. That's what it is. Disgusting. The Patriots game against, and unfortunately, the Patriots had a few instances, of course, with Stephon Gilmore, as I said, Bill Murray, and Byron Cowherd tested positive the past few days. They shut down the facility. The Patriots had their bye week this week instead of next week, and now this week we'll play the Broncos on Sunday. Okay, I'm fine with that. Gives us more time to have Cam get healthy and Stephon Gilmore to get healthy and everybody in the organization get healthy and be fine. I'm going to tell you this. Jason McCourty, and I got to tell you, the McCourty family, the Devin and Jason McCourty, are two of the best people, not only in football, but in sports. They're very active in their community. They're Jersey guys like myself. Jason McCourty said it the NFL and the NFLPA just don't care about the players. That's a fact. They don't care about the players' well-being. They care about this, the almighty dollar. That's all they care about. During something like this, as serious as this virus is, because it could come and go, and players have followed protocols. Cam Newton, Stephon Gilmore followed protocols, and they still got it. That is how crazy and, how unexpected this virus can come. It could come at you in multiple ways. And you know what? Early on, I was a guy who, knew this was serious, didn't think much of it. I think it's a lot. Wear your mask, socially distance, still go out. You don't have to quarantine, I don't think anymore, but just keep, go to do what you got to do, wear your mask, socially distance, wash your hands, and you'll be fine. And just take care of yourselves and your family. That's the thing that matters the most. But I'm not happy with the NFL with this. They need to clean it up and also add a week 18, please. They reschedule different games. You know what? I will get that up for you guys in a second. Also, is that the NFL yesterday announced that they changed a few games around. So, yes, I'm going to have this up for you right now. Bear with me. I had to pull it up. Here's what an update on all the games. The Patriots' Week 5 game against Denver was postponed to Week 6, and they had their bye this week, so the Patriots didn't play. It also says the Broncos, who had their bye as well, will play the Chargers in Week 8. Their original bye was Week 8. They switched it because they couldn't play this week, so they had their bye. And they will play the Dolphins because they're supposed to play the Broncos are supposed to play the Dolphins this week, but that got moved to Week 11. So, like I said, with the Patriots, the only thing is they had a bye this week and they play the Broncos. That's the only change. The next week, Patriot-Broncos game is Sunday on CBS at 1 o'clock. Let's see what else we got here. The Jets-Chargers game that was supposed to be this week is moved to Week 11, which is Sunday, November 22nd at 4:05, at CBS. The Jaguars and Chargers game moves from Week 8 to Week 7, which is October 25th at 4:25. The Chiefs-Bills game, which is supposed to be Thursday night football, moves to Monday night. That's next week, the 19th, at 5 p.m. on Fox. And it means that the Titans and Bills, as you guys know, they're going to play tomorrow. And here's more of it because I'm going to pull this up now. This is from Tom Pelissero. Once this but all this rescheduling, it just adds the NFL, didn't really take this seriously. I think their protocols and what they've done during training camp definitely worked. But when it comes to games, it's just not working. There's just a lot of outbreaks. You never know what's going to happen, and you got to figure something out. And figuring that out is adding a Week 18. Just helps everybody out. All right, so you know what? I'm going to move on, and let's go to what I've really, really been waiting for. I'm going to be really blunt with you guys, to be quite honest with you. This year, there are a few coaches and that I just have no place of being head coaches. They've just lost their way. And I'm going to start with this. So for those of you who don't know, yesterday, after the Falcons lost, they're 0-5, by the way. This team has so much talent on both sides of the ball. It's pathetic. 0-5. Dan Quinn was finally relieved of his duties. Dan Quinn. So, Dan Quinn, let's go through this. You guys remember who Dan Quinn used to be the defensive coordinator of the Seattle Seahawks when they had the Legion of Boom. They won the Super Bowl with them. He went to 2 Super Bowls, and then in 2015, he took the job with the Atlanta Falcons head coach. First year, they did okay, And then the next year, in 2016, they were the best team in football. They go to the Super Bowl against the Patriots. They're up 28-3. Everybody knows what happened. They blow that lead, 28-3. Pathetic. Since that, this team has been garbage, absolute dumpster fire. Dan Quinn's been the head. Since that, I think that warrants his firing after losing that Super Bowl. Since then, they have not been at all competitive. They've been to the playoffs. I think in 2017, they played the Eagles and lost. And, you know, the controversial play with Julio Jones in the end zone. I'm not getting into that. But Dan Quinn has been atrocious. And also, the Falcons also fired their general manager, Thomas Dimitrioff, too. So he's gone. So now the Falcons have cleaned house. They're going to move on. They got to rebuild. I'm going to tell you this right now. Dan Quinn, he had a regular season record of 43-40. That's a winning percentage of .518. So it's 3 games over 500. Okay. You've been to the playoffs, I think, 2-3 times. I'm going to tell you this. Dan Quinn should have been fired years ago. This guy is not a good head coach, has a lot of talent, and just can't win. You can't hold leads, and they've proven it in the Super Bowl and then this year. Twice. The game against the Cowboys, that onside, that's coaching. That warrants firing. Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, what went through your mind for 4 years after that Super Bowl to keep this man as your head coach? Thomas Dimitrioff, you know what? I don't think he's that bad. I understand why you had to go. You want to, get a fresh start. I understand. But the blame is the head coach. I'm going to tell you this. Coaching 101, an onside kick like that, it has to go 10 yards before the goddamn team that kicks it can touch it. All you have to do is go up and pick it up. And you guys circle around it against Dallas 2 weeks ago. It's pathetic. The Falcons have such talent, like Julio Jones, who's injured. And it's failing. Calvin Ridley looks good. Todd Gurley. You guys do have playmakers on both sides of the ball. But you need a guy who can lead. And Dan Quinn is not the answer. He's lost his way. And now, finally, this happens. Finally. Because this guy has done nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw something that since the Super Bowl, he's been, in the past few years, he has a record of 14-25 or 35, something like that. It's pathetic. With a team as talented as the Atlanta Falcons are, it's absolutely pathetic that they can't win games and they can't hold on to leads. Absolutely pitiful. Should have been fired years ago. Gets me, boy, and I'll tell you this. I loved every second of them blowing that Super Bowl, of course, because I'm a Patriots fan. But here's the one thing. Dan Quinn, you didn't do this. You didn't do your job. And guess what? Now you're out of a job. Moving on. So with the Falcons, they did pick a interim head coach. And I like this one. They have named defensive coordinator Raheem Morris as the interim head coach. Raheem Morris, for guys who don't know, he used to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach from 2009 to 2011. He had a record of 17-31. Not very good, but he is very, very smart. He's a very good coach. A lot of players like him. And you know what? I think he could turn them around. I don't think the Falcons' defense is very shaky, but I think that he can definitely get the job done. I really do. I liked it. I like what they did. You know what? He will be in the running, I think, to be their permanent head coach, and we'll see what happens. But here is another coaching opportunity for multiple coordinators who are looking for a job. And I think the Falcons do have – I will say this. Matt Ryan needs to play better. I think he looks atrocious lately. Looks absolutely atrocious. He's been very, very inconsistent since he signed that extension a few years ago. I just don't see it anymore. The wide receiver situation, Julio, when he's on the field, he's great, but the hamstring lingering, that's a problem. Calvin Ridley has proven that he could be a number one receiver. Very, very good pickup. I think Russell Gage is finally showing what he could do. Hayden Hurst has been nothing but a godsend for this team. He's been absolutely sensational, and I knew he would. Very, very good tight end. Once he got traded from the Ravens, great opportunity for him. And getting Todd Gurley replacing Devontae Freeman, That's a huge upgrade, even with Todd Gurley's banged up knees. I think Todd Gurley looks great. I think he's from Atlanta, went to Georgia to college, and was one of the best in the country at the time. And he's still a very, very formidable back, and he is very good. So I do think that the Falcons just need the right tutelage, find the right guy, and they will be just fine. But Dan Quinn, long overdue. You need to go. And now now when it really gets fun. I'm about to rip a coach that has no business ever putting on a headset ever again, in my opinion. And that is Jets head coach Adam Gase. This guy is absolutely 100% an embarrassment to coaching in the whole world. I'm sorry, in any sport. This is ridiculous. Adam Gase is 42 years old. He was endorsed by Peyton Manning because Adam Gase had very, very good success when he was the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos, when Peyton Manning was there. And then he was with the Bears too. Let's put it to you this way. When you have a quarterback of Peyton Manning's talent, yeah, he's going to make you look good. So the Jets, you know what? 2 years ago, the Jets had Mike McCarthy in. That's who they should have picked. I think Adam Gase has proven he's not a good head coach. Look at everybody when he was in Miami. He won games, but nobody liked him in the locker room. And that's the same thing here. Nobody likes Adam Gase in the locker room. He's just not a people person, not a team guy. I don't get it. He sucks. I'm gonna be blunt. He sucks. Okay? It's an embarrassment. The Jets organization has been a dumpster fire for years. I think Todd Bowles in his first year was good. Todd Bowles was not a very vocal guy. You need a vocal guy like Rex Ryan. When Rex Ryan was there his first 2 years, the Jets went to back-to-back AFC championship games. Yeah, was Rex Ryan annoying? He ran his mouth? Yeah, but you know what? He got the job done. Jets had the number one defense in those 2 years. Their offense wasn't bad. And since then, they just can't find a guy. And then they go with Adam Gase. Are you kidding me? Christopher Johnson taking over for Woody Johnson, who is the ambassador to London or whatever the hell he is. The Johnson family has ruined the New York Jets, and especially hiring this clown. Okay, let's look like Adam Gase. Here we go. Okay, standing at the press conference with his eyes going googly and stuff. It's an embarrassment. It's crazy. I'm looking at a picture right now, and I'm holding it in not to laugh. My God. But I'm going to tell you this. I think Adam Gase has failed Sam Darnold. And I think the Jets organization has failed Sam Darnold. That's a topic for another day. But I think that Adam Gase should be fired last year. Okay? The Jets are a terrible team. They're 0-5 right now. They're on target to get that number one overall pick. It's just not good. Adam Gase sucks, okay? Everything he has done to this team has been an embarrassment. Nobody likes him. Nobody respects him on the team. He doesn't give a shit about winning, obviously. Oh, if you saw us practice, you would think differently. I don't give a shit. Sorry, guys. I don't give a shit about how you practice, okay? It's about putting it together on game day. And your team does not do that because you don't put them in the right position, okay, Adam? Okay? Adam, you don't put them in the right position. And another thing that really just grinds my gears and just pisses me off till no end is how do you not know how to use Le'Veon Bell, okay? His skill set is very simple. Hand him the ball 20 to 25 times, and get plays where he could go out as a receiver. He is a running back one and wide receiver one. He is that talented. I'm sick and tired of this Jets team. He took a year off from football because of everything that happened in Pittsburgh. At least Pittsburgh knew how to use him. He signed a lucrative long-term extension with you guys because he believed in what you guys were doing. I mean, I question why he signed personally, but you know what? He wanted to be the guy there to help make the Jets get over the hump. I respect that. I just don't like it because I don't want to play him 2 times a year because he's so good. But I will tell you that as a diehard Patriots fan as I am, I love every second of what the Jets are going through. But I will tell you, I'm embarrassed for you guys. I really am. I love Le'Veon Bell. I always have. I think he's one of the best running backs in football. His style, his patient running attack is very, very unique. I love it. I think he would be perfect in a Patriots uniform. Le'Veon, if you ever watch this, I think you would love New England. Bill will definitely know how to use you. So will Josh McDaniels. So anyway, it's embarrassing. Le'Veon Bell is a massive weapon. He could do so many things for you. And yet Adam Gase isn't smart enough to know how to use him. Yeah, he just got off of IR. I understand that. He's fresh. He's ready to go. Like, really? Come on. This is ridiculous. This is ass backwards. This is football 101. He's arguably the best player on your team. Give him the damn ball. I'm absolutely embarrassed for the Jets organization. I'll be quite honest with you. As a inspiring insider and, radio show host as I want to be, I feel so bad for the New York Jets because they hired this clown as their head coach. You got to get rid of him. It's week 6. You got to move on and find somebody. In my opinion, I think a great interim head coach is Greg Williams. I think he should have gotten the Browns job, honestly, a few years ago. I think that, you know what, this defense, he's definitely helped. I think he's a good coach. Very, very nice guy, as I met him, and Julian and I met him as well. But I just can't get over the fact of seeing Le'Veon Bell disrespected like this and just seeing his skill set just go down the drain. It just irks me as a football fan, just seeing somebody with that much talent in the game of football. You're just taking it away from him. Adam Gase, what he does is he's taking Le'Veon Bell's talent and ripping it away from him. That's what Adam Gase is doing. And Adam Gase is sucking the life out of football fans, especially in New York, a huge market of Jets fans, longtime loyal Jets fans who have suffered for years. He is sucking the life out of you like a Dementor in the Harry Potter series. And he's leaving you there to die. And that is what he's done to this Jets team. He has left you there to die. This Jets team has done nothing to help Sam Darnold develop. And now there's talk about, like I said yesterday, as I tweeted, it was reported from Adam Schefter and Chris Mortensen, that the Jets would consider trading Sam Darnold if they get the number 1 overall pick. Of course, they would take Trevor at that time. Why wouldn't you? And I'm going to tell you this. Anybody who thinks the Jets are getting a first-round pick for Sam Darnold, you're sadly mistaken. The guy has done nothing to warrant a first-round pick. I understand what he's been dealing with. He's dealt with the 32nd ranked offensive line in all of his career. He can't stay healthy, and he does need to clean it up, but he does not warrant a first-round pick. I don't want to hear it. I don't want it. He's not worth a first-round pick. I know he's a top 3 pick, but he's not worth it. He has not proven it. He's worth, I think, a second-round pick would suffice, and the Jets know that. The Jets organization know that they could get a second and probably a 5th for him. And I will say this. I've said this to Julian. I'll tell you guys this now. I expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to be all over this. I think Sam Darnold would be a perfect Pittsburgh Steeler in replacement for Ben Roethlisberger when and if he does retire in the next year, in the upcoming years as well. And also, not to mention, Sam Darnold's number 1 weapon and best friend, Juju Smith-Schuster, has endorsed playing with Sam Darnold. So definitely, the way the Jets are looking, if they're not going to win a game, I say the Jets will win at least 2 games at least. We'll see. But the one thing they got to do is they got to clean it up. And I don't care about practice. We're talking about practice, man. Do I have to get an emoji here of Allen Iverson? We're talking about practice. Nobody gives a damn about practice. It's about putting it on the field game day where you get wins, okay? You don't get wins and losses on the practice field, brother, okay? Jets organization, do what you need to do and get rid of this guy. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to even talk about this. He needs to go. He sucks. He's idiotic, moronic. His game plans make no sense. This Jets team is inept. The offensive line, you spend so much money trying to upgrade the offensive line. You draft Mekhi Becton. He's injured. And then, here's another thing. The Jets on Thursday night against the Broncos, he's injured and you have him active. Why? What's the point of that? Do you want to injure him even more? That was stupid. Yeah, of course he's going to say he could play. No, you sit him out. If he's injured on a short week, you sit him out and let him rest. That's just common sense, bro. It's common sense. Come on, man. Damn. Oh. It's embarrassing. You know what? I need to move on. Let me finish mine. Let's move on. And you know what, Jets? Here, take a page out of here. Do your job and fire this clown, this asshat. All right? So, all right. You know what? With the NFL, I will tell you this. I will say this. Yesterday, what I do want to give a shout out to the Oakland Raiders, who yesterday had a tremendous game against the Kansas City Chiefs. I said this too. The Kansas City Chiefs are beatable. They have a glaring weakness. Their offensive line is really struggling lately, and their pass defense. They got Bashar Breeland back yesterday. He had an interception. They struggle going. The Derek Carr played his heart out yesterday. After that interception, what did he do? He threw 3 touchdown passes, and Henry Ruggs is a weapon. That guy, he had 2 catches, 118 yards, and a touchdown. That speed kills. And the Chiefs know better than anybody. They got 2 of the fastest guys in the league in Tyreek Hill and McCall Hart. But yesterday, it was all about Henry Ruggs. I think Patty Mahomes yesterday did not look good. I think he struggled. The pass rush of the Raiders was in his face all day. The pocket collapsed, forced him out, keep the play alive, and it just didn't work. I also want to say this. I joked about this a lot. Derek Carr, before the season started, he was talking about he wants respect. And no, he didn't pull a LeBron James, who all he cares about is himself after they won a title last night, saying he wants his damn respect. You don't get respect from me, bro. But anyway, yesterday, Derek Carr earned respect. He played his heart out, lights out. This Raiders team is scary. They're just going to get better. They're off. They got Henry Ruggs was injured. He came back yesterday, had a great game, and they also got Trent Brown back, one of the best left tackles in football. So hats off to the Raiders. I'm going to tell you this. I had a poll on Twitter yesterday. I'm going to pull that up for you guys right now. And let's do this. So basically, I had a poll on Twitter last night, and I'm going to tell you how I feel. I personally think that Russell Wilson is amazing. Last night, what a game. DK Metcalf is proving that he is a top 10 wide receiver in this league. He's just so dominant. And the fact that people thought this guy was just a one-trick pony and one-dimensional is foolishness, because this guy is the whole package. Russell Wilson last night was absolutely tremendous. I think that, his offensive line did fail him. I think with the Seahawks, one knock on them is that they cannot protect him. They got to really upgrade that offensive line. But when you let Russ cook, look at what he does. He just gets you wins. He looks great. He's the clear-cut MVP candidate, and it's not even close. He is that good. Him and Aaron Rodgers have looked tremendous. My opinion, I truly believe that Russell Wilson has done a lot more. But last night I did a poll, and I said, who would you rather have at quarterback with 10 seconds left and it's 4th and goal in the 4th quarter? Out of 77 votes, and there's still 11 hours and 45 minutes left, 58% say Russell Wilson over Patrick Mahomes. And I also said that I think Russell Wilson is greater than Patrick Mahomes. I know I'm going to hear a lot of flack about this. I know that Patty Mahomes is so young. He's got so much time to develop. I'm just saying this. I'm just going to tell you how it is. I think Russell Wilson's better than Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes has unbelievable talent that you can't teach. But I do think that Russell Wilson has done more with less because Patrick Mahomes has Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, McCall Hardman. He has Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's been gifted with so many. He had Kareem Hunt at one point, Demarcus Robinson. The list goes on and on. He's been gifted because the Chiefs are smart and they built around him. The Seahawks, however, Russell Wilson, he did have Marshawn, did win Russell Wilson is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, 1 to 2. Did have Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse. I mean, those guys aren't elite. They're good, but they're not elite. And he made do. So I think that Russell Wilson is better than Patrick Mahomes. That's just the way I see it. I know Patrick Mahomes has time to develop him and arguably might go down as one of the best ever, but I think Russell Wilson's better than Patrick Mahomes, and that's just me. And if you have a problem with that, oh well. All right, so you know what? I think I've just about exhausted my complete frustration with the NFL and the Atlanta Falcons and, of course, the New York Jets on things have been going down. I still hold my prediction that I do think that Adam Gase does get fired. It's week 6. My prediction was he gets fired this week. I do think it still happens. I was right about Dan Quinn. Also, another head coach to watch out for getting fired if they don't pick it up is Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia of the Lions, they did have a bye this week. They are just not a good football team. Since he's taken over, they just have not been very, very good. And his stint as a head coach has not looked good. But I will say that it's coming. There's going to be a lot. And also, another thing. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even talk about this. Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien got fired. Finally, the Houston Texans did something right. How could I forget? I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot about this. I guess I saved the best for last. Bill O'Brien got fired last week. It's about damn time. He's a terrible coach. He's smart. I get it. Used to be with the Patriots. Was the head coach of Penn State. Came over to Houston. They did win the division a lot. Like I think it was 4 or 5 times with him at the head coach, but they just could not take it to the next level with him. And the fact of the matter is, how dumb are you to trade away DeAndre Hopkins? It just still baffles my mind. That's just foolishness. Arguably the best wide receiver in football, and you trade him away for pocket change for a second-round pick. You can't even get a first for DeAndre Hopkins? Shame on you, bro. Come on. The Houston Texans, they named Romeo Crennel as interim head coach. They did win yesterday. Here's the thing. Deshaun Watson, Bill O'Brien did. He failed Deshaun Watson. He really did. It was time. It was reported before that Bill O'Brien got fired, that he had a huge fight with J.J. Watt. And as you guys know, J.J. Watt is the heart and soul of not only that defense, but the entire team in Houston. He's so loved not only by the fan base, but the owner of the McNairs of the owners of the Houston Texans. So it was warranted. It was long overdue. He's a terrible coach. And I said this early on in the year, the first game of the year, that Bill O'Brien took away Deshaun Watson's toys, his number one toy, which was a $100 toy, and makes him work with toys from the dollar store. And that's exactly what he did. But Deshaun Watson makes do. Yesterday, Brandon Cooks, who I have really criticized for a long time, had 8 catches, 116 yards, and a score. He's got speed, and yesterday he came to play. So we'll see what happens going forward, but Bill O'Brien being fired, that was a big story. That was last week. Sorry, I forgot him. I've been so frustrated with other stuff, forgot about that. But Bill O'Brien getting fired was long, long overdue. I think he should have been fired after he made that that decision to trade DeAndre Hopkins for a second. Just complete foolishness. But I can say that Deshaun Watson has endorsed somebody to take over as head coach, and that's Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, who will be poached by every team that needs a new head coach. Falcons, Jets, I think the Lions will try him, and, of course, the Texans and the Falcons. So Eric Bieniemy deserves to be a head coach. What he's done with that offense of the Kansas City Chiefs warrants him being a head coach. I think he has a bright future. The fact that Deshaun Watson endorsed wanting him, I do think he will really, really like. I could see him going over there. I also see the Jets really, really pushing to sign Eric Bieniemy. So we'll see what goes on. But that's all I have for you guys today. Catch me on Grunt Talks, MLB, Bobby's Bombs on Twitter, my personal Twitter at btoms81. I'm going to have a lot more football content for you guys. Also, check out my content on grunttalksmlb.com. Every week I post my picks for the week, my fantasy football stardom situms. I got a lot more to do, and this is just the beginning. So can't wait to have more content for you guys. So we will see you later, and let's get it.